what our friends in X Division do and why. Have you ever exchanged places for a day? Have you ever gotten a group together and just go next door to folks from the DAQ to go over to Division of Water Quality and see what they do and vice versa? Maybe there should be some kind of just standard program or mechanism whereby we could do that. A notion of cross-training would come from that. Establishing benchmarks, baselines, priorities, measurements, operational plans. Talking to a manager, right in my heart. Those are very basic in my mind. I heard the notion it's our plan. It has to be our plan. It can't be my plan. It can't be Manly's plan or management's plan. It has to be our plan, or it's probably no plan at all. So I heard that and was pleased to hear that. I like the idea of regional and multi-state alliances. Water and air come to mind in particular, but climate change and climate policy fit that very well too. The whole notion of sustaining and growing our attractions and our natural resources. I heard that. Partnerships and joint ventures for a green economy, doing some pilot and demonstration projects. I think we can partner well on that one with commerce and possibly get some things that would be helpful. And of course the notion that DENR must lead the green initiative, particularly in state government. We have to practice what we preach. We can't just talk the talk and not walk the walk. And I think you see I think you see manifested right now some of this in our Green Square project. The notion Chris was talking about earlier about dealing with LED lighting. That shouldn't have been an issue at all, but we had to put a lot of energy behind simply getting that approved through the mechanisms which we have to work through in order to build things here in state government. So these are just a few of the things that I noted. We'll take all of the information that has been presented and we'll take note of it and try to make adjustments accordingly. I hope that we'll be good at not only talking with each other, but listening. It's interesting to see groups and people talk. Sometimes they talk at each other. Hopefully they talk with each other, but mostly it would be good to know that people are listening. And out of listening will come understanding, and out of understanding will come actions that will be appropriate for us to follow up on. I think in general, off to a really good start. I appreciate your interest in this. I appreciate your taking ownership of it. And I would offer this challenge to you. I would offer the challenge to you to take what we've done here today, share it with other people, and as we formalize the results of what's happened here today, there will be a lot of opportunities in a more structured way to start down the path of follow-up and implementation. But the challenge is to take ownership of it, to follow up, share it with other people in the department, and as we refine it, we'll focus and we'll get on toward doing our business in terms of seeing if we can't make some really good outcomes flow from this process. So thank you very much for being here today. Anything by way of wrap up from name tags. And
just leave your name tag on the table and then we'll pick them up and we'll make sure that we finalize.
okay. And before we do that, I do have one thing I want to call on Manly for. And Kathy, you were raising your hand.
I just wanted to follow up on the email that went out last week on the program inventory information. chance to get to any of the divisions program board plans today. And if you just send those to us next week, hopefully from all the conversations today that we've had on the strategic plan, it will help you in your analysis of your program inventory. So just send this to us. If you have any questions, if you want to talk about any of the programs in detail, please either call Doug, Anita, or myself next week, and we can help you with that. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Manley, could you come forward? Manley has some important comments about assignments.
Thanks. It's been a great day, and appreciate everybody coming. I think it's been we've had a fun day, we've had an educational day, and hopefully we've had a few teachable moments for everybody. Just a couple of points. And I'm not going to go into all these right now, but we are going to be making senior level assignments essentially for each of these 8 goals. A person or persons to essentially take overall riding responsibility to work with those of you that have responsibility for supporting actions, and I'll get that out probably in the next week or so. Also, Chris and Mary Penny are going to be working on a tracking system, hopefully an automated system by which we can track our strategic plan and the kinds of things that we're doing. And I will, like I said, I will be getting that out. We'll also be looking at probably doing bi-monthly updates as we get into our leadership meetings, and also a few more things. And let me say just one other word about our strategic plan. I guess in my long history, as some say, it's too long a history. I've worked on a lot of strategic plans, and I've seen some good ones, and I've seen some bad ones, and I've seen them from a few pages to that thick. And you know if they're that thick, they go on a shelf and they never get done. But there's something in here for everybody to do. Just because you don't see your division in here specifically doesn't mean you don't have a role in it, because it is focusing on those things strategically, which if we don't do as a department, perhaps will not get done. So just think about that. And I'll close with 2 other little thoughts. Philosophy maybe. But I've always had a philosophy that money follows good eyes. And there's a lot of things in our plans, and in this plan, that we don't have the money for. But that doesn't mean that we don't work on it, we don't put some time to it, and we don't see if we can't go about and make it happen. Because I've seen it happen so many times. If you come up with a good idea, we can't get money to do it. And again, I really appreciate all of you as leaders. I remember a statement one of our early presidents made, John Quincy Adams. He said, if your actions cause people to dream more, learn more, do more, become more, you are a leader. So all of you are leaders.
Thank you, man. Okay, a lot to do, a lot to think about. In this state, I think you know, North Carolina, the residents here never quit. They always keep going forward. It's a great state to be from, to live in, and to be a part of. It's been my home all my life, and I want to see it grow and be better than it's ever been before. And I hope you'll join me in seeing that happens. Thank you very much. You all have a safe trip back home.